All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is episode number 4 of the Risk It for the Biscuit podcast. It's Monday, February 13th, and we're live. We are live. As you can see, we're officially official. We got the microphone, we got the Joe Rogan headphones, some lights. You know what I mean? I think we're officially official. I'm excited. I can't believe it's episode 4, and we got a lot to talk about. Awesome weekend this past weekend. A lot of cool things happened, right? We had a lot of cool stuff in sports, a lot of stuff to talk about. The world's still crazy, but interesting stuff, and I'm excited to get right into it. Um, a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Crazy game last night. I thought it was one of the better Super Bowls we've had in recent memory, for sure. I think everybody talking about that last call, the holding on defense, that was horrible. Um, but at the same time, Philly couldn't stop Kansas City at the end, so that one holding penalty really doesn't do. I mean, it's a big deal. It sucks. Refs shouldn't have that much control, but whatever. Um, Heading into that weekend, I was thinking a lot about sports. Right, I was thinking a lot about me growing up playing sports. Sports are so good. They're so good. And obviously, I'm not a parent, but I was just thinking about all the lessons that kids can learn throughout sports, especially in today's day and age where everybody's on their, Nintendo Switches, iPads, iPad generation, whatever you want to call it. But getting kids to play sports, man, that's incredible. And yeah, I'm not a parent. I don't really want to talk too much about that. Obviously, I'm not a parent, but teaches teamwork, discipline. Um, one of the only reasons I get up early now, or I like to get up early now, is when I was playing sports, playing basketball growing up, and I had to wake up early, had practice in the morning, workouts in the morning, stuff like that. It gets you that discipline, and I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. But yeah. Anyway, that's not what we want to talk about today. Um, we had Super Bowl. If you watched, UFC had a crazy card. I only watched the last fight. Islam and Volk. That was crazy. Um, I think Islam got the edge with the ground time, right? Control time on the ground. I thought it was very close. I saw Volk tweeted out that he he rewatched the fight. He thought he had 3 of the rounds. Um, I can't really say that. I mean, with the again the control time on the ground, it's different. But I think we're having some technical difficulties. I'm kind of getting distracted here. Why isn't this? Huh. Let me see here. All right. Well, we're just gonna keep going. Sorry, a little bit distracted with this application, whatever it is. Um, but yeah, man, UFC was incredible. I think they're gonna rematch for sure. Definitely rematch pound for pound. Um, Very interesting. I like the UFC. Not that I mean, for obviously for a lot of reasons, it's entertaining. And um, what intrigued me when I first started following UFC was the the everyday consistency of these guys, man. To me, that's wild, right? They train months. They train every day, twice a day, oftentimes to come out there for like 15 minutes. Right? If it's a title fight, you got 25, but that's crazy to me. Right? They got to be so disciplined, so focused, so consistent. It's about their eating, right? About their training, cardio. They're always training, always working. It's every day, every day, every day, every day. Tailoring your skills, getting a little bit better, getting a little bit better, getting a little bit better. But just to go out there for 15 minutes. I mean, if you survive the round, right? That's if you if it goes the distance. I think that's such a good mindset, good way to. I almost not that I'm not a fighter at all, but that's one thing that I kind of one of the reasons I kind of wish I was involved in that, just because I like that every day. I like that every day, going at it, getting a little bit better, getting a little bit better. I think that's interesting. Um, and so that is cool. So I was thinking about that heading into the weekend, right, with the preparation and how much of success and everything is just preparation. It's how you prepare, it's how you get ready. I know, uh, when I do school projects or whatever, and if I don't prepare, it's like a speaking presentation, whatever. If I don't prepare, you just get up there lost, confused. You don't know what's going on, right? So much about actual success in life or doing things in a proper way is just about preparation. If you go to the gym, you don't have a workout planned, you don't have any type of structure ready, you're just going to be standing there. You're going to waste so much time, thinking of what to do next. But if you would have just sat down, wrote out a little plan, prepared, you'd be good to go. I think that's so important, right? You got to prepare, you got to show up. So, just some thoughts. I don't know why I think that. I go down like these rabbit holes. I start thinking about UFC, and then it goes down all this. But very cool stuff. Preparation. Um, yeah, key to success right there. But yeah, Super Bowl. I saw some things that I was gonna mention that I thought were kind of interesting and had perspective on. I saw before the Super Bowl. If you guys know Sean Fute, he's the Let Us Worship guy. So he posted this picture on his Instagram. I think he tweeted it and then posted it on his Instagram. And it was, I believe it was an article. And it says, it has a picture of Mahomes, it has a picture of Hurts. And it says Super Bowl 57 featured two openly Christian quarterbacks. Sean says, "This is pretty cool. I hope it becomes a new normal." Obviously happy, obviously excited that this is the case. And whenever things get posted on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, I like reading through the comments. I like, because I think that gives a more accurate, I guess, assessment, or I guess an understanding of what's really going on, what people are thinking. And this was posted. I mean, I saw this when it was posted rather early, so I didn't really. Obviously, there wasn't enough time for people to comment or whatever, but just some of the comments on this, and it made me think. So one person says, any athlete or entertainer can profess they are a Christian and loves Jesus, but at the end of the day, you will know them by their fruits. Okay. Another person says something about he made a fool of himself. He was like a drunken fool at the last Super Bowl parade, blah, blah, just bashing him, whatever. It made me think that it's kind of wild. Oh, and then yesterday, during the Super Bowl, we have those, if you know, He Gets Us, the commercials. People are bashing that too. That it's, misrepresentation. And listen, I'm not defending, I'm not justifying this stuff either, right? Like if it's not accurate or if these guys, whatever. But here's what I'm trying to say. And I thought about it. There's two places in the Bible I want to say. Mark 9, it was like 40. Jesus says, the disciples come to Jesus. They say, "We saw someone casting out demons in your name, but we told him to stop. He wasn't in our group." And Jesus said, "Don't stop him." He says, "No one who performs a miracle in my name will soon be able to speak evil of me." Verse 40. That's Mark 9:40. Says, "Anyone who is not against us is for us." All right. And then Paul, Philippians 1, what does he say? He's talking about some people are preaching out of false motives or improper motives. This is Philippians 1, verse 18. He says, "But that doesn't matter whether their motives are false or genuine. The message about Christ is being preached either way." I think that is very cut and dry, very, very understandable right there. These people, so many Christians especially, obviously they're Christians, but they're taking all this time bashing these athletes, or they see that they're professing the name of Jesus, and right away the first response is, oh, but they're doing this and that, and they're not actually, you'll know them by their fruits. Right, that's a misrepresentation, right? The commercials are trying to do. And listen, I honestly didn't really pay attention to the commercial, but all I saw was at the end, he gets us, and they put Jesus. Right? When was the last time you reached 100 million plus people with the word Jesus? Like, you know what I mean? These people are using their platform, and maybe they're not perfect, but hey, are you perfect? You know what I mean? So I just find it interesting that instead of being excited that, hey, there's these quarterbacks, right? These athletes, these people who they're professing Jesus, they're in the spotlight, and they're not being ashamed to profess Jesus. Is that not cool? Like, is that not something we should celebrate? We should be excited. We should be praying for these dudes. And then with the commercial, same thing. Why can't we just be excited? I thought about it this way. What if someone saw that commercial? Okay, say it was a complete misrepresentation, in your opinion. Maybe, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I'm just saying this, but I didn't really pay attention to what the messaging was or whatever. I don't know the background. But anyway, say somebody sees this commercial and they just see Jesus. I think, what do they say in the commercial? They say Jesus was different, or they say Jesus loved his enemies or something like that, right? Which is true. Say that's the case. And they're like, but that prompts somebody to say, oh, who is this Jesus guy, right? Maybe they've never heard of Jesus, right? Hundreds of millions of people watch the Super Bowl. We could probably look up the numbers. But anyway, excuse me. So what they do, they go look up who's Jesus, boom, 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 on their computer, on their phone, or they start doing some research. They get the Bible, right? They get the Bible app, whatever they get. They start reading about Jesus. Holy Spirit does his work, reveals himself to them. They get saved. Eternity's changed forever. Is that not good? Is that not awesome? Should we not be happy for that? Should we not be excited that there are people in these positions who are professing Jesus? But it's like, as soon as that happens, everybody wants to come out the woodworks and start talking about how it's not right, how it's not, how they're not doing it correctly. Come on, man. That's ridiculous, I feel like. I'm not justifying it too, and I'm not justifying this thought process either. But if you think about it, so these guys are like 20, 24, 22, 23. I don't know what I would be like if I was 22, 23, 24 in their position, surrounded by the people they're surrounded by I don't know who's in their ear, right? But think about yourself. How would you respond in situations like that? You know what I mean? With that type of money, that type of fame, influence, whatever you want to, whatever it is. I bet it's not easy. I think about myself growing up. I knew about God. I grew up going to church. I knew about Jesus. I knew he was the right thing to do, right? I knew the right things to do, but I struggled with it. How do you know that they're not being genuine? How do you know that? Right? And instead of bashing them for what they are or are not doing, why don't you take a look at you? Right? When was the last time you did anything You took a stance anywhere. Talking about is, their fruit. Yeah, where are your fruit? I think a lot of Christians, they, always want to say something, always have something to add. Got to look at you too. Got to look at yourself too. That's important. Can't forget that. Examine yourself. It's easy just to sit there, just say, oh, they should be better. You should be better. And again, I'm not justifying, if there is whatever, how they're living. The bottom, but to me, right, Team Jesus, right, bottom line is a Super Bowl commercial. I think they aired it twice. I saw it twice. He gets us, right? These athletes in their interviews talking about God. Patrick Mahomes said, God healed my body. Come on, man. We should be celebrating it. We should be encouraging them, praying for them. Not finding every little flaw. Because you know what? This actually leads me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, right? Perfect segue. If you've heard over the last week or so, and it's been really encouraging, I feel like, is this Asbury College revival. If you haven't heard about that, go ahead, look it up. But it's in Kentucky, I think. It's a Christian college, and they've been in revival. They've been in a nonstop. Last I saw was like 70 hours. I don't know if it ended up, if it's still going. I should probably look it up. Yeah. So they started out on a Wednesday. I think it was a chapel. Let's see if they're still going. Yeah, there's no really update from like recently, but these college students came together, worship service, and they were going from Wednesday. It went multiple days, reading a lot of good stuff. I saw stuff on Twitter, read a couple articles. Altars are filled. People aren't leaving. Just nonstop worship, nonstop prayer, nonstop testimonies. And you know why that is? It's because a group of imperfect people who might not have it all together, but they came together. Right? Unity. That's what it is. Unity. That revival, that's a result of unity. That's not a result of sitting there picking people apart. Saying, oh, this little detail here. Yeah, they're professing Jesus, but no, it's just here for one goal. Right. That's the result that you see. And Christians are surprised, right? Why are we having such a hard time? Why is everything, all like denominations, all this stuff, all this bickering, trying to figure out who's right, who's wrong. They're doing it incorrectly. They're doing church wrong. They should do it this way. Right? Words like that, ideas like that, thoughts like that, speaking that out. Of course, there should be accountability. There should be, you should be trying. I think if everyone tries their best to follow scripture as closely, as accurate as they can, we'll be fine. Right? Of course, I'm not saying that we should just toss everything out the window. But people get surprised when a divided church is trying to fight a united enemy. That's the thing. That's the thing people don't see. Is that the world, they're not really, when they're coming together for their little Grammy worship, what they said, their Grammy Awards show and all that filth, they're not divided. They don't care what it looks like. We got to unite. And that's what excites me, though, seeing stuff like the Asbury revival, right? It's just young people that say, we don't care. We just want one thing. Presence of God, right? So that's exciting. I think that's really cool. And I think we're going to see more of that. And it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. Excited for this week. I wasn't, I was keeping up with the news a little bit. I saw there's a lot, they closed the skies over Montana. So that was kind of concerning. It's like interesting. Some people are screaming aliens. I don't know. The world's crazy, man. Crazy. So many things going on still. Things were being shot yesterday out the sky. Oh man, that thing in Ohio. I forgot what the city was called, but with those the chemicals that got, blown up or whatever, that thing's sketchy. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was like an explosion of something, and it was like oh man, the word they used, they said Chernobyling, Ohio. That is so concerning. There was a picture. I got to learn how to put things up on the screen, but there was a picture with from the sky. Someone was flying over it. It was like a big dark cloud. You could see it from the sky on the ground, and they're saying the water was poisoned. There's videos I saw of like fish floating, just like dead fish. I mean, I'm just saying stuff, but man, that's crazy. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. And then there was reporters getting arrested for trying to report on the story. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Crazy times we're living in, man. I don't know what's gonna come of it. I don't even know how that happened. How does that happen? They said, I think one article said the train derailed. There was another thing that said, what did it say? It said the authorities blew it up or something. I don't know, man. That's crazy though. And the fact that they're just saying, oh, no, it's fine. We're figuring it out. Come on, man. History, in that sense, also kind of repeats itself, which is wild. Wild times. I hope everybody's okay there. I hope they figure it out, get it cleaned up. It's going to be an interesting week. Of course, I didn't say it on the podcast, but I had this feeling a couple weeks ago, really, that after the Super Bowl, things are going to kind of get tough economically. And I guess we'll see how it goes from there. But just because I have this theory, right, that in America, especially, how much, money flows, right, during the football season. People travel, people spend money on tickets. There's a lot of gambling going on. So, like, there's a lot of spending. I don't know how it's going to be after the Super Bowl. Things for football kind of die down a little bit. Of course, I'm not an economist. That's probably dumb for someone who knows about money and whatnot. But we'll see how it goes. Should be a good week. It's February. Yeah. So I got two and a half more months of school. So I'm excited for that. We'll be graduating and moving forward. So we'll see how all that goes. Be in Colorado this week with some friends, going snowboarding. That'll be fun too. I'll be back Sunday, so we're gonna try to record the next episode Monday. I think it's good. I think we're getting better here. Have some more plans, and I don't know. I want to be able to go longer I'm seeing this 24 minutes, but I want to be able to go longer. I want to be able to talk about more stuff. Like I said, I think in the beginning, you just got to prepare more. It's like interesting when you watch people do podcasts, like, oh, they're just talking. They're just, whatever they want to talk about. Whoever, Joe Rogan. I watch a little bit of Impulsive sometimes. I watch PBD, Patrick Bet David podcast. It's like my favorite. But you see these shows and stuff like that. You're like, oh, it's easy, but then you try to do it. It's not that easy. It's kind of challenging, but at the same time, it's cool. It's exciting. Some changes coming for sure. see that in the next couple episodes and whatnot. Let's see. Is there anything else? Anything else? Actually, let's see here. Oh yeah, I saw that this morning too. Now China's saying we have spy balloons over them. So we'll see how that goes. Who knows? Who knows? But hey, next year the Jets. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to his darkness retreat today. I don't know how I feel. I mean, he says some stuff, but anyway, Jets might be getting a new quarterback a week or two here. You know me, I'm a Jets fan. So, hey, next year, Super Bowl 58. That's us for sure. I mean, I've been saying that for the last 10 years, but next year, for sure. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. We got another draft class. We can get some free agents here. It's going to be a good time. It is going to be a good time. And I got to tell a story. Maybe one day why I'm a Jets fan. It's kind of a long story, but yeah, man, this has been fun. If you are a Christian, stop bashing everybody. Focus on how you can expand, grow the kingdom. If the gospel is being preached, it's a good thing. Don't be so quick to bash everybody. Do good. Let's have a good week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's get after it Monday. Make it a good one. And yeah. See you guys next Monday. Episode number 5. Slowly but surely. We're growing. We're going to make it happen. That's it. So stay blessed.